Hi guys, it's Dawn from Let's Make a Mess today. How are you doing? Well, I'm here to share my latest journal. It's actually, yeah, it's a journal. It's a sewing journal and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And it's the first one I've made and I'm not going to put a, you can see that it's too thick to put a closure on. I absolutely adore this cover. I'm not touching it. I'm not putting any holes in it. I'm not putting anything in it. I'm not doing anything to it. It's lovely. Look at this. This is from the 70s. It's the Singer Sewing series. It came with every tab, every piece of paper. There's extra paper that I'm going to go ahead and give you and some extra tabs that I had to take out. To be honest, I probably should have taken out this many more, but I couldn't. I couldn't decide. I just loved the book so much, and so you're going to find a lot of pages in here that you're probably going to want to just take out and use them for something else, and that's fine, but I couldn't take it out. So I went ahead. It's a sewing journal, so there's a lot of sewing in here. I left the, oh, here comes Gray. I left the long trails of thread on here, like you'll see Nick the Booksmith do. She is my inspiration for this, and so I just love her. She's really cool. Oh, Gracie wants to see it. Oh gosh, Gracie, I'm in the middle of a show right now, a Sharon show. Oh, she says she doesn't care. She's gonna, anyway, okay, so I'll do the best I can with this silly cat up here. I might have to, can you go? She's like, because it's so big, it's, I'm sorry, honey. The minute she heard me get on, say goodbye to everybody. Bye, peeps. Bye, peeps. Mama's making me go. Okay, go on. I'll give you a treat later. Sorry about that, you guys. Well, that's just who she is. She loves the camera. And the minute she says, hi, welcome to Let's Make a Mess, boom, she's on here. Isn't that funny? Anyway, so I'm not touching the cover. I'm not touching the insides of the cover, the graphics, the fonts. It's just neat. It's just a really cool book. It's just really cool. What I really love is, look at this thread, needle. Isn't that neat? So yes, it's 1970. The front page is right here. It says copyright 1972. And it's a Singer Sewing series from Home and Fashion. And it's perfect, and I love it. So let's go ahead and give it a flip through. It's gonna be kind of hard to flip through because, well, this is a sewing / vintage ephemera book, okay? Because there's other things in here that like, for instance, this is a vintage card that I found, and it's from the Home Silk Shop, exclusive but not expensive, on La Cienega Boulevard. And I think this came from that actress's ephemera that I got. Remember that? I just sewed a little piece on here. I found these really cute linen kerchiefs, if you will, napkins maybe, at a thrift store not so long ago, so there's a few of those in here. All of the pages have been sewed down the spine of the page here to help protect them. You're gonna find out that some of these pages you probably, why am I yelling at you? I am so sorry. Some of these pages you're gonna wanna just go ahead and take out. I'm sure of it, so that you can add more to it, because this baby is thick. But I couldn't get rid of them because like I said, I love the fonts and the images. Look at the images in here, you guys. The images are so cute. Now, I did put a few of these journaling pages in here, and I put some, you know, I added little pieces of, you know, lace and material. You'll see that throughout the book. But look at these pages. So what I did was I did, like, if it was like green, I added some extra green. I sewed in some green scrap paper. And I can show you what that book is if you want it. But, so yeah, so there's some, you'll find scrap paper sewn in on a zigzag stitch throughout the book that matches the page color. And then here's those really cute tags that I created, and that's with the Vanity Fair label. I thought that was cute and perfect for in here. Now again, here's just some little old-fashioned ephemera that I found, or actually that I've been gifted, that I added to the book. And it's not necessarily a sewing, but it is vintage. And so it's 70s, you know, from the 70s. Don't you remember the green stamps? And so these weren't exactly green stamps, but they're close to it. And then I went ahead and used a little button brad and put in some buttons. And then I also added some of the paper dolls that Christine gifted me not too long ago, because everybody just seemed to love those. You'll find these little charms throughout. Here's a little charm with a little pair of scissors on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see. You see, I'm trying to make it so you can actually see it, but I don't know. There we go. And cute. So there's little charms throughout the book. And you'll see that there's just sewing on every page practically. There's sewing on every page. And then I added some borders to some of the pages to help reinforce them. But again, I let the pages speak for themselves in this book because, and some of them are kind of, they need a little reinforcement. Maybe I should do that before I send it on, but it's okay. And then some beautiful, but I did let the pages speak for themselves because they are so pretty. And then I just put in some more sewing and fashion related sheets of paper and another journaling page. Here's another tag that I made not too long ago, made of material. You saw me do that online. And then here is a piece of 1970s ribbon, and I thought this was out of one of those 1970s, was it Life or the home journal that I got? I love this picture. This woman is looking at her like, oh my God, because she's backless, and it actually looks like she doesn't have anything on. And it says here, it says, Sir, Mary Ann Smoke of Toledo wore a dress that caused the sensation when she turned up in the Royal Oak, Michigan shopping center. What spectators found, with various emotional reactions, was that Mary Ann was not topless, as she looks, was not a topless fashion adventuress, but a pretty 20-year-old in an India print maxi. Her hair hides the neck strap that is crucial to the success of the dress, which was designed by her boyfriend. So Oak Park, Michigan. So see, she showed up in one of these maxi dresses, which didn't we all love with the halter? And that must have been like the first time somebody has seen his halter. So this came from there, and this was in the 1970s. This is out of that book. Let's see, I think it says it on here somewhere, but I can't remember. Oh, and there's just some art on here. Yeah, no, this one doesn't say it, but it is. It is, I promise. It's actually out of the same one, I'm going to turn it this way, that has that Big Eyes article in it that I actually found. And some more paper to... now, you can add things to this yourself, but what you're going to want to do is take some of the stuff that I put in it out of it. And again, whatever I put in here is yours. You can do with whatever you want to do. Like, for instance, if you are making a sewing journal, use this in your sewing journal. If you're selling it, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Once you buy anything from me, it is yours to keep. This is not like a creation that I'm saying, oh no, I made that, you can't, you know. This is yours to do with whatever you want. So if you're looking into create, and then a little ladies hosiery department, that's not vintage, that's just out of a paper pack. If you're making a sewing journal and you need some ephemera, here you go, you know. But I just thought if this is cute. This is a sewing pattern guide page right here. Let's see. Isn't she beautiful, you guys? I think this is more 50s, but I don't care. I had to have it. I had to put it in here. I'm always afraid to open this thing up because I can't get it back closed, so I'm just going to slide that in there. It's so crowded in here, but I couldn't, it would be so much better had I taken out some pages. I sewed a little piece of material in here, some vintage that I found. Again, here's some more vintage cutting fabric, some more vintage material that I found just to add a little interest. And I love this book, I really do. I've been working on it for quite a while, but not non-stop. You know, I mean, I've taken some breaks and stuff, but the sewing of all the pages was time-consuming. A little lace in here, and it's not packed with like tuck spots and things like that, but it is packed with other things. So I hope that you appreciate that. And here's a really cute little, isn't this adorable? Look at that little thread. I got this at I think I got that at Michael's, because that's the one that's close to me, and I remember seeing it there at Michael's, I think. Some vintage buttons. And then here's some vintage embroidery edging, which I thought was really cool, and it's still in the same, look at 9/8 cents. Okay, so it's still in the same. And then here's some of that embroidery that I got while I was up in, I was gonna say Columbia, Cambria. Isn't that cute? Aren't they adorable? And another, some real cute girls with some, see now like this page, I just couldn't cover it. I loved it. I love the hot pink. I just love it. Added a little bit of lace to this page, or trim, I should say. A little bit of trim up there, and a little bit of pocket here. Nothing in it, but just a little bit of pocket. You know, what is that called? Gingham? I don't know. It's not material, it's paper. But then here's a little crochet hook and a little tassel. Isn't that cute? So I love the little charms of this book. This is cute. So even though I didn't isn't that adorable, the pantsuit? And here's an ad for a cross stitch, for a child's prayer and a cross stitch. Isn't that cute? I just thought that was adorable. So I just added the child's prayer cross stitch ad from that same magazine, 1970s. And then a couple of old vintage tab index cards. Another little vintage or little journaling card, and some of this fun trim, and I just went ahead and left it long here. Why not? It's blue like the pantsuit. Like, I mean, how can you actually choose? You know, it was really hard. So I just added this seam binding in there, and a couple of journaling cards with one of the girls that Christine gave me. And here's another little charm with a cute little pin, safety pin with a little bling on it. Isn't that cute? I just noticed that little green bling. That's adorable. And then here's another one of my little things. Oh, and I just added this little hat pin in here for you. So I'm just gonna stick that in there like so. So you have a little hat pin. I'm gonna stick it out like that so it's not so thick. And then, so yeah, when you're turning through, you'll want to be careful. And then here's an old Sears and Roebuck. Now I don't know if this is an original or not, but it sure looks. I doubt if it is, but I think it's an old. I think it's an old book, but not the original. And pretty. Some more pages for you to decorate or put your own sewing notions in, you know. And here's another little button that has Brad. And here's another journaling card, and I used a hanger, and which I have another hanger here, and I'll explain this one to you in a minute. This is going with the book. I'll explain that to you shortly. And then here's some of those little things, and I found this one at Joann's, these little paper pads. I still have some left. I just thought they were cute to add to it. I think there's some more like that in here somewhere. Look at this color. Isn't this beautiful? And again, I sewed there and I bordered there. You can do whatever you want with these pages. Now, if you want to, you can take them out. You know, you might want to. I just couldn't. And so here's just a little notepad. But I'm not going to use it for my journal. So for your journal, you might want to do that, you know, to give yourself some room to journal. And yeah, and so here's a little guy. He looks like he's having some wine. Another one of those little cards. I made a little thing to go with it. And then this is some more sewing papers from that sewing book that I showed you earlier. Here's some other pages from that. The images are gorgeous, just gorgeous. And then this is cute. This is one of those needle threader things, and I just put it in there with a Brad. I just think those are, I always love those things anyway, so I'm glad I kept it. And then here's another little button charm. Gosh, this book is packed. Now really, you guys can take some of this stuff out. And then here's just something I found from another old-fashioned magazine here in LA. This is a fun magazine in LA. And it's talking about, you know, a champagne brunch with the Jack Russell Trio, and it talks about film lore. And this is in the 70s too, as well, but custom dry cleaning. And then here's about Tiny Tim's wedding. Isn't that funny? So that's kind of fun. I thought that was kind of fun, so I stuck that in here. Again, it's not really sewing related, but it is vintage and of the era. Isn't that pretty? So I tried to match the thread at times with the color, and then the color with the page. And then here's some more of that little post-it note type paper. And then here's some actual happy birthday for your birthday, and these are actual vintage little cards. They're not remakes. Those are for real. I didn't do too many pockets, you guys. This is not a pocket. Don't get this confused with a pocket. But I did like these rosettes, so I put those on there. Curtains. There's the last of those little tags that I made. I put all 3 of them in here because I made them specifically for this book. And here's just a little extra folder. And then the blue, isn't the blue pretty? Wouldn't it be pretty to make curtains on here and then like journal on it? But again, you're gonna have to take some of these pages out because this is like ridiculous. I'm sorry, but I just couldn't do it. And then that patterns, isn't that beautiful? So there you have it, except for, and I love these pages back here. Okay, so there's that. But again, I'm not doing anything with the front. I adore this book. I love the vibe. If you look closely at the sewing machine, you'll see scissors and buttons and a hook and thread spools and a thimble and measuring tape, so it's really cool. And so this right here is something that you can use. I just added this little charm to it, the little scissors and a thread and a little ruler and a little rosette. But in here has the actual piece that goes on here. There's a little label and a little bubble that goes over the label. I think my kitties are fighting, so I might have to close here for a second. But anyway, so here's the little bubble that goes over it, and that's going. And you can name this whatever you want and use that for whatever you want. I did not want to. Again, I did not want to do anything because it's not mine. It's going to be yours. So unfortunately, this I think may have already sold. So, oh, there she is. But I'm not sure. So if not, it will be in my Etsy store. So I will let you know. I will let you know if it ends up in my Etsy. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. My daughter called. She's gonna come down today. I made a pot roast, and so she's gonna come have pot roast with me. So anyway, like I said, I think this might be sold. I'm not sure, but I hope you like it. And if you do like it, let me know. I might make another one. I have one of the Better Homes and Gardens sewing book, but it's a lot of work, so I'm not sure. I like the flows. Anyway, and I will be having some more of those on Etsy soon, and some of those little tiny mini books that I just did to the material. That was a lot of fun, so I loved making those. So anyway, okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.